Hey everybody, Katie Farner here, your director for Sunshine State Superstars. I wanted to talk to you today about the importance of new consultant training. So I'm going to give you a kind of a guideline of what I like to do when I am training a new consultant, and also a lot of what Scentsy recommends. A lot of this training I actually received at Director Boot Camp. So you're definitely going to want to take notes during this one. It's going to be there's going to be a lot of information packed into this training. So, once somebody has joined, the first thing you want to do is, backtrack. When somebody is interested in joining and they say, okay, you know what, I've decided I'm going to do it, it's going to be this Friday or whatever day it's going to be, you're going to want to set up an appointment with them. And if they live locally, it would be great if you could set up an appointment and actually go meet them and join together, you know, go through the process together, or even if you can have them come over or you go to their house or whatever. If they're not local or you just can't make it work, you know, you can always talk them through it over the phone, but you want to be a part of that joining process, even if they just call you when they're done. The first thing you want to do in that initial conversation after they have joined is you want to talk to them about their why. Number one thing, you want to find out why they decided to sell Scentsy. And, you know, really try to get them to go into a little bit more detail. You don't really want to hear them say, oh, I just kind of want to earn some extra money, whatever that may be. You know, whatever I can earn is great. A lot of times people will say that, and it's too vague. You want to dig a little deeper, get a little more information about why they joined. So, once they have given you a why, you kind of want to go into basic training mode. And my goal would be for you, and what I do is to set up 4 separate phone conversations or meetings, or even a combination of both, whatever you and the new team member can do. So in this first initial conversation, obviously you want to welcome them, you want to show them the new consultant startup guide, or, you know, direct them if you're over the phone to where they can find it, and kind of point out the most important things from the new consultant startup guide. You want to show them their list of 100 area there, and where it also lets them place their contacts by, you know, different groups or categories. You want to do some basic workstation training, just show them what the workstation is, you know, show them the order tab, different things like that, performance tab, definitely the training center. Just go over some basics for the workstation. And I would also show them kind of the difference between a regular order and a Scentsy Family Store order. Let's see. Next thing you want to do is you want to make sure to go over the training call schedule with them. You want them to be aware of the fact that Scentsy Family has a weekly training call, that they have a training center filled with amazing training videos for them. You also want to let them know about any monthly or even weekly trainings that your director or star director offer. And for our team, Sunshine State Superstars, you guys know that we have 2 meetings available a month from me, your director. The second Tuesday of every month is always the training call, which can be done over the phone. And then the second Thursday of every month is the local meeting for the consultants here in Central Florida. So make sure that they're aware of what the training schedule is for your upline, and also make sure that you give them that information. For example, the call-in number for the training call and the access code. So it's super important to make sure that they feel comfortable and know that they have training available to them. Let's see. You want to go over awards and recognition with them. Let them know about Sensational Star and Shooting Star. Those are great incentives for when consultants first join. You want to make sure that they know all about that. And then maybe discuss any current incentives with them, anything that might be going on, like the summer sales incentives, or even our large incentive trip that they can earn at towards the end of the year. And then the last thing I like to go over with them in their initial phone conversation is discuss shadowing with them. Every new consultant, if they're local, you want them to shadow you at a party. Super important. I even have a little shadowing checklist that you can share with them to help them be more thorough about the whole shadowing process. Really encourages them to ask questions and think more deeply about what you do as their sponsor at the party. And then the last thing you want to do is assign them homework. The first thing is you want them to identify their why and their main Scentsy goal, like why they've decided to do it, what they want out of it. And then you want to encourage them to establish goals based on the 3-3-3 principle. So you want to have them establish 3 goals that they can achieve realistically within the next 3 months, and have those goals, like I said, be something realistic that they can achieve, but also be somewhat challenging. And then, so 3 goals that they can achieve within the next 3 months. And then once they have those vague goals, like say one of them is promote to lead consultant, they want to come up with 3 steps that they can actively take that will help them to reach those 3 goals. So it's 3, 3, and 3. I really encourage you to do that. Help them and break it down into something simple. So their final 3 needs to be like active steps that they can do, you know, every day or every week to pursue those 3 goals. So you want to have them make their list of 100 as well. Go through that. That's in the startup guide. If they don't have their startup guide yet because they've just joined, it's no big deal. They can just write it down on a piece of paper. And when they develop their list of 100, you want them to select 5 people on that list of 100 that they feel are potential hostesses. And you also want them to put together a list of questions for anything that they have in between that and your next conversation. Your next phone conversation should be no more than a week away. I like to say like 3 or 4 days after your first conversation. So that's it for session number 1. For the second session, I like to first start out with any questions they may have from the previous training session that we did, and then anything they may have looked at or gone over in between. You want to confirm the shadowing dates with them. So in your previous conversation, you discussed shadowing, told them the importance, and you gave them some dates for open parties you have. So in this second training, you really want to nail down a date where they're going to be for sure shadowing you, because that is critical. The next thing is you want to review their list of 100 with them, and you want to have them schedule a launch party. Super important. Launch party needs to be scheduled right away. Right away. Don't let them delay. The next thing I like to do with them is go over the party styles that we have so they feel really comfortable with them. From the home party to the, you know, the traditional home party, to the open house, to the basket party. Really go over those with them, make sure they're comfortable and understand, and talk to them about what a basket tester set is and how that's available to them and the cost. Also let them know, you know, the value of having one. Let's see, and then I typically go over hostess rewards with them at that point, make sure that they understand them very thoroughly and can share them. I also discuss with them and show them hostess packets and how I put mine together and give them an example of that. So after that, you would just be giving them their homework for this phone conversation or meeting. The number one thing I have them do is make their own hostess packets because they need to be prepared for their launch party. Their goal for their launch party is obviously getting bookings, so you want them prepared with their little hostess folders. So have them make 3 to 5 of those so they are ready to go. And then obviously they're scheduling their launch party in this step. You want to make sure that they're doing that. While they're scheduling their launch party and they're going over their list of 100, when they're looking at those 5 people that they feel were potential hostesses, I always suggest that they contact those people first and ask them to do a party before they invite them to their launch party. Or you can do both if you feel like they're going to come to both. But I suggest that they schedule their launch party and then get at least 3 other bookings, possibly 5 if they can, based on those 5 people they felt like could be potential hostesses from their list of 100. Let's see. And then the last thing is just write down any questions that they have. The next phone conversation, again, no more than a week out, maybe 3 to 4 days. First thing you do, answer any questions they may have since your last conversation. review any parties that she has scheduled, and go over any final details for the launch party. And again, make sure that you're there for their launch party to help them to feel more confident, and it will make the launch party more successful, hands down. So try to be there if you can. Let's see, and the last thing I like to do in this one is talk about the compensation plan. I don't like to talk too much about the compensation plan right at the beginning. Kind of wait till one of these later conversations when they're feeling more comfortable with the basics, and then I literally just do a basic compensation plan review. I don't go too much into detail about the different levels of leadership. I just kind of vaguely explain how that works. And then when I see them start to promote later, I'll make sure to explain that to them at that point. And then after this one, the only homework is if they come up with any questions. So the last phone conversation, again, no more than a week later. By this point, you very well may have already been to their launch party. They may have already had it. But if not, confirm attendance, make sure that they're on top of their guest list, making sure that it's going to be a packed house. So let's see. Review any questions they have. If the launch party has happened, review it. Ask her what she thought about it. See if she has any questions about it. And really try to analyze it and show her areas where she's excelled, and maybe explain to her some different things that she could have done differently. Always be positive though. Let's see. I would at this point assist them in entering their party orders if they have, if they've had their launch party, obviously, and if they have any questions. And at this point is when I would start to review how close they are to shooting star or sensational start, since they've had their launch party, and they may have had a home party or a basket party as well. So this is a great time to kind of show them how they're doing, help them track shooting star or sensational start. And then that's it. The last thing I really like to do is get a good sense of what they're wanting from me as their director. So I kind of like to talk to them about, how often do you want to hear from me? What's your preferred method of communication? There's nothing wrong with asking that. Everybody has different ways they like to communicate. So be clear on what they like. And that's pretty much it. If you follow these steps and you're thorough and you're consistent, especially with every new consultant that you sponsor, if you're consistent in the way that you guide them through the beginning process, you're helping to set them up for success. So it's very, very important to, have something similar to this. Follow a structure like this. And I find that it's had great success for me. So if you have any questions, as always, post them on the training video. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great night, and I will catch you next time.